please. I felt too big. Hi. Anyways, look at it. Hi, welcome back to more Professor Layton and the Diabolical box. No, you moved. What? Actually, you're just playing this on Saturday. You're right, I was. Okay, I missed last Tuesday, so I felt bad. So I made up for it tonight. So I made up for it on Saturday, and now here we are again, back to the normal schedule. Whee! So, am I gonna finish the game today? Probably not. That's probably gonna be next week we'll finish the game. So, Thursday should be more Sunscape 0. And there might be a little something extra for it for you guys. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, wink, 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 wink. Anyways, there's not much you need to worry about it too much about that right now. So, because it is a little, I could be remembering details wrong, to be honest. So, I will get back to you guys about what might happen on Thursday itself. But it might not happen just because of how tired or not I am. My health does hurt to streams and everything. So you gotta remember that too. But my tiredness in streaming is all over the place too. So, anyways, let's do some puzzles. Oh. Our story so far. Having re-assembled the photo, Luke and Layton are able to confirm what the Alstelian box looks like. Shortly after, the two bump into Brereton, who tells them that Climate has found the doctor's murderer. At the request of the inspector, Luke and Layton head back to the hotel. The road to the Herstian castle. Dun dun dun! We're gonna take the long scenic route. This case. Just because, you never know. We might have to, want to give some taste to some people. So we're gonna take the long scenic way back. We're gonna take the long way back. Hello, miss. Alright, to the hotel. Mr. Layton, so glad you could finally join us. With you here, we now have every suspect of the murder of Dr. Schrader gathered in this room. Wait, I was a suspect. Wait, I was Layton. Oh, I think it. A few days ago, renowned archaeologist Dr. Andrew Schrader was found dead in his London home. His murderer is still at large, but look around you. It could very well be sitting next to you, the culprit. A suspect? Me? Utter nonsense. What reason could I possibly have to kill a man I don't know? A bit slow on the uptake, eh? It's really good. Every person in this room is after the Stellian box. That box ties each of you to our dead man, so there's no doubt that one of you here is the deed. I'm pretty sure putting this case together has been a triumph of police work, Inspector. Tell me, what facts have you unearthed in these last few days? Watch closely now, Mr. Layton. This is how we unravel mysteries in Scotland Yard. I already know how mysteries are revealed in Scotland Yard. I played the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. You have my full attention, Inspector. Please. I hypothesize away. I first learned of the forensics through the evidence obtained in the late doctor's office. According to his notes, Schrader spent quite some time in town researching the Estelian box. When I learned that he died shortly after returning home to London, everything came into focus. I believe our criminal first spotted the doctor when he was inquiring about the Estelian box here in town. Finding a chance to obtain the coveted box, the fiend followed the doctor to London and murdered him. Oh, now that's a deduction worthy of London's finest. So, out with it. Who is our man? Or lady? Hold your horses. I'm getting there. To summarize, the culprit must have been to Florence before. What's more, this person must have also had the ability to travel freely between here and London. Now, as all we know, those affiliated with the Military Express have that ability. Now, all eyes turn to Mr. Billigan, eh? But he didn't do it. Dun dun dun! He had signed the Sam guy do it. Well then turn them back. Mr. Billigan says he was in London conducting business on that day, and his alibi checked out. But if it's not Mr. Belugia, that's right, our murderer stands before us. Oh, is he gonna pin us? And his name is Simon Sunder! I knew it. I knew it was him. What? You gotta be kidding, man! I know Mr. Belugia has ordered you to turn every stone in this town to find the Estelian box. He worked you like a dog, and you resented that treatment. So you decided to beat him to the punch and make off with his precious box. That's an outrage, Samuel. What do you have to say for yourself? I'm being framed. You're out of your gourd, man. Now I see why the box eluded me for so long. You've been holding it out for me, Samuel. No, I haven't. Was that really necessary at a time like this? We just accused a man has just been accused of murder. Okay, we are not doing. We're not doing the accusing ourselves, okay? We're just an archaeologist or a professor of archaeologist. No, I haven't. I swear on my favorite leather pants. Come on, Uncle. You know that. I would never do anything that crazy. You have plenty of time to tell me your story back in London from a cell. Now come along. So it's the conductor after all. I didn't think he had it in him, but at least we can all rest easy now. Professor, do you really think Sammy could have committed such an awful crime? Get out. Get out. Nope. Not dealing with your puns tonight. Well, all we have to go on is the single torn photograph recovered from the doctor's room. Oh, so that's the Estelian box. Wow, very fancy. I like the cute goat design on the top. Wait. Flora? How'd you know it's a goat? Oh my. How did Flora know it was a goat? Flora. not here to deal with your puns tonight. Thank you, Flora. I knew something didn't quite feel right, but thanks to you, it's all come into focus. Really? Do tell, Professor.
Oh, come on, officer, man. My only crime is rocking. And rocking ain't a crime. Yow! You come along quietly if you know what's good for you.
Just a moment, Inspector Shelby. I believe we've all committed a large and rather unfortunate oversight.
Can't you see I'm in the middle of something right now, Layton?
Yes, but you're arresting the wrong man. I think. Maybe.
Where are you going with this, Professor?
No one here has ever seen the Elysian box that we've been looking for. The one and only piece of visual evidence we possess is this torn photograph.
And? Get to the point.
The point is this, Inspector. The only person who could know what the Elysian box looks like is the suspect you're after. And it is this person who must have stolen the box in the first place.
It could still be.
Yes, and I've got the slippery fellow right here.
Are we sure, though?
Ow! Take it easy, officer. Pipe down, you hooligan. And watch the hair, will ya? Wow!
I'm glad I don't have to voice act this. Okay, I already have to do it. It wasn't the
Sorry
first.
to disappoint, but he's not the culprit.
Score. What? Stop talking in circles and get to the point, Layton. Who should be wearing the handcuffs?
Isn't it obvious? If the criminal does indeed reside in our midst, he or she would be the only one of us to see the Elysian box in person, which means the culprit. Must be you there.
What? Flora!
I mean, she was the one who said it looked like a goat.
Inspector, look here.
That's the photo I dropped.
Indeed. This, for those who don't know, is a piece of evidence recovered by the inspector.
Wait a second, though. What piece? What piece did the inspector have that he gave us, though? But no, that doesn't prove anything because he would have shown it to Flora.
It's a photo of the Elysian box, and I have every confidence that this shot depicts the real thing.
So, this little knick-knack here is what started the whole mess? Well, to be honest, it's a bit outlandish for my taste. What with the bizarre frog head on it.
See, that's interesting. Climby says it's a frog, but Flora said it was a goat. She knows. She wasn't with Luke and Layton when they pieced it together.
Aha!
I see you've put the pieces together too, Luke.
It's like a puzzle.
Inspector, the emblem decorating the top of this box depicts not a frog, but a goat.
A goat? Not by my eyes, it doesn't.
That's just it. This photograph is missing the piece containing the goat's eyes. In its current form, the image looks like a frog to most people, as was the case with you, Inspector. Flora, dear, I believe you said the design looked like a cute goat, did you not? Well, that clears things up nicely.
But what is Flora's motive?
If you say you saw a goat, that must mean you've seen the real Elysian box before. Who are you really?
Wait, that's not Flora at all. I don't think that's Flora at all. Because the real Flora, she's never really been outside of...
Well played, Layton.
Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me! He was her the whole time?!
Sure, you're very proud of yourself for seeing through my disguise again.
Forgot his name. Curse you, Layton. Diabolical. This motherfucker again. Last time he was the inspector. Curse you and your faultless top hat of yours. Diabolical. What did you do with Flora? Also, what happened? I beat you to the box and given a little more time, I would have beaten you to cracking its secrets. And of course, the Hessian fortune would have been mine. But of course, that ship has sailed now. So you're the one who had the stallion box all along. Another brilliant deduction from Layton's apprentice. Clearly, he learned from the best. But yes, you're right, the little man. I stole it off that old fool while he was snoozing on the floor. The keys are probably caught out cold and slept on the ground like that. Not that I care when it... Oh, snoozing. But Dr. Schrader wasn't asleep on the floor. Hey, wait a second. If you've been posing a Flora, then where's the real Flora? Oh, she's probably making hay with angels in the chasm, that old dropstone barn I left her in. Or maybe she's just sitting there fuming because you blubbers didn't even notice we switched places. But I must thank you two dolts for your help. You've given me more than enough information. The jig may be up, but the dance is far from over. You got the inspector right here ready with handcuffs. You just kind of admitted to your crime. I'm so close to unlocking the secrets of the Estelian box. Now I need to immediately take this box to the... Hold it right there, you scoundrel! Yeah, I was about to say, are you forgetting the fact that, literally the inspector is still there? You fool? Yeah! You just kind of, sort of slightly admitted to your crime. Okay? In front of an inspector, nonetheless. What do you think that would happen? That sounds like a confession to me, thank you very much. But you don't have a prosecutor here to yell objection because you didn't actually do it. I got a lot of questions, and you will answer them once I escort you back to London. Where do you think you're going? Ha! Got you, you slippery devil. Ugh, you meddlesome oaf! I have no idea how slippery I can be! That looks so weird, because I remember in Kira's village, Don Paulo was disguising as Inspector Climby. Yeah! Don't just stand there. The worm's getting away. Fool, do you really think a soft-boiled flat-foot like me could catch me? So long, Layton. Think you can give me the slip, eh? I'll catch you yet. Oh, wait for me, Inspector! Wow, look at the three of them shake a leg. I don't think they had it in them. I must say, I never once suspected Don Polio has been posing as Flora, and for so long. I sure hope the real Flora is okay. We can't forget to pick her up on the way back to London. Of course we won't. But I'm sure Flora is having a grand old time playing with the cows. Another thing I can't get out of my head is what Don Paulo said about Dr. Schrader. The way he was talking, it didn't sound like he killed Dr. Schrader. You're right. Because the way he was talking, if he did kill Schrader, he absolutely would have gloated about it. Absolutely. Because then he forgot one key detail about his whole, what he did. He kind of... That begs the question, who murdered Schrader? Now, I don't think it's, Kitara, because she was, like, in Dropstone. But if he didn't, who did? I think you're on spot there, Luke. Something else is responsible for the doctor's death. Right now, I'd say the Estelian box is the key to learning what that something was. And I guess we've reached a dead end. If only Don Paulo hadn't run off with the... Professor, look! The box. Well, look at that. Don Paulo must have dropped it when he was running away from Inspector Climby. So this is it. The Estelian box. And now we open it and die. And that's the end of Layton and Luke. At last, the box. Inside it sleeps the key to uncovering a massive family fortune. I beg your pardon, sir. Mr. Layton, I'm going to ask you to hand that box over now. As the son of the late Duke Hazen, I am the rightful owner of that box. Not the box belongs to the Herthians? You're hard of hearing, boy. Inside the box is the key to cracking the secret of the Herthian fortune. Seeing as how I share the bloodline, that box should pass into my hands and no one else's. Oh my, that does change things. I suppose we'll have to... Mr. Billigill, listen to yourself. You're no more entitled to that box than I am, or any person in this room for matter. You listen here, Porter! This is none of your business. I suggest you keep your opinion to yourself! No, I'm sorry, but I won't stand by and watch you claim that box as your own. If anyone has the rightful claim to this box, it's the current Duke of Forston himself. Besides, I heard about you. You turned your back on this town and left of your own free will. In my books, your claim to the fortune was lost the day you walked out of Forston. Oh, is that so? You got some nerve, buddy. If what's Caston is true, I am afraid I can't hand over this box over to you in good conscience, sir. Hey, Uncle, what do you say we give up on chasing this box? Keep stuff on the DL is exhausting. Don't you tell me how to run my affairs, Samuel. You've forgotten who signs your paychecks? I never wanted to be a conductor in the first place. Plus, playing errand boy is getting old, man. It's more than a guy like me could take. Sammy Thunder wasn't born to work a 9-to-5 gig. Sammy Thunder was born to rock! Hey, Will, I'm back on the rock train and running into the top! Yow! Yeah, don't let me do that. I don't like that. Samuel, what are you blabbing about? Come back here at once. I'm sorry, Miss Vega, but I think I have to hold on to this box for the moment. Fine, do what you want. I hope that awful box curses all of you twice over. How can it kill us twice? So it seems Don Polo wasn't responsible for the doctor's death in the end. Maybe it really was the Astelian box's fault after all. Yes, it sounds like the doctor has already collapsed by the time Don Polo had arrived on the scene. Perhaps you're right, Luke. The box could very well contain a lethal element that killed the doctor. But without seeing the box's effects in action, how can we be sure? Surely you don't mean... I do, Luke. We must open the box ourselves. That is the only way. Please, just hold on a moment. Katara? Is there any way I could convince you to let me have that box? It's of vital importance. Before I do that, I would need to know more first. Why is this box so important to you? I'm sorry, it's not easy for me to say. But I must deliver that box to someone important. I must. Who is this person? I can't tell you anymore, but once I'm done, I'm certain this awful curse will go away forever. The curse will end, and everything will be over and done with, and he'll... Whatever do you mean, dear? Help! Someone! Anybody! Come quick! Someone else just got taken away to Harrison Castle! Is everyone else in this city of robots? The vampires are going to suck his blood, and he's going to steal his soul. Why did it have to be him? Why? He was such a stand-up guy, too! What? No, that's impossible! Wait, Kateria, where are you running off to? Wow, she sure left in a hurry. Maybe all that vampire talk scared her. Do you know what she's talking about? I could feel like I could only follow half of what she said. But as far as our discussion, I am doubly sure that this box contains a greater secret. The path to understanding everything lies right before us. Particularly Purlius, opening this box seems to be the only course of action left for us to take. Understood, Professor. Good then, let's take this to our room so we can open this box away from prying eyes.
Finally, the Elysian box.
Indeed, Luke.
It's gonna have nothing in it. It's gonna be the funny joke.
Hmm? Huh?
I was right!
The box is empty, and we're still alive.
How was I right about the box being empty? I was like, it's gonna be the funniest joke ever that the box is empty. And then I'm right because the box is empty and it's so funny.
Then it would seem my theory was correct.
What do you mean, Professor?
Alright, so we have one puzzle to go do at Granny Shack's. We must head back to town and do a bit more asking around. I need to confirm my suspicions. The professor and Luke decided to look around Forston for more information. Puzzle? Good evening, sirs. Please forgive my outburst earlier. It wasn't very professional of me. No, not at all. Your testimony was incredibly helpful. listening to you talk, I got the impression that you were well versed in the Herstian family history. Well, I suppose you could say that. While he was still alive, Duke Hassan had often favored our fine hotel with his patronage. I have very warm memories of his kindness towards me, even when I was just a lowly bellhop. Back when the Duke was still with us, the whole Forsten buzzed with energies and activity. But once the mining stopped, the Duke passed on, our town turned into quite a gloomy place. After his passing, who stepped in to take his place? Did he have any children? As I recall, Mr. Bergoglia's brother stepped in to take the Blue Duke's place. That's really all I know about the situation, though. I've heard our current Duke is still quite young. And on the vampire, add on the vampire rumor, which I'm sure you've heard, and you know everything I do. Thank you, sir. Very helpful. Rock and roll! Yeah! It's my main dudes! You're the only reason I didn't get caught by the bogus judge. Yeah. You're welcome. To say thanks, I'll pull some strings with the museum kidder and got him to open the place up for you. It's not much, but maybe you'll find some righteous info in there to help your case. Make sure you check it out. Thanks, Sammy. It's got pretty hairy back there for a little bit, didn't it? I still haven't gotten over discovering that Mr. Bergalia is actually part of the Herstian family. Yeah, my uncle really told me much about all that. I just know he had some kind of blowout with his dad and the Duke, and decided to leave for good. He did a lot of talk about the brother he left behind, though. He's just a really soft spot for the guy. And now look at the gnarly vampire running around the castle. I hate to say it, but I doubt anyone survived that wicked, scary monster moving in. Their access granted, the professor and Luke decide to visit the Herstian Museum again. Actually, it doesn't matter, because hamsters are chamster. Oh yeah, this is the reason. All around town, people are falling ill to a disease that has no name. Some of the common folk have been saying that our town has fallen under a curse. As the only son remaining to watch over Folstan, I can't even think of leaving. The thought of this must be this more disturbing were it to be not for her. As long as she is by my side, I have the strength to stay and protect this town. Alright. Puzzle miss? Florence used to be home to many families of noble birth. Then Duke Hassan discovered a vast gold deposit on the outskirts of town, which changed everything. Florence developed rapidly, but all the word of gold brought in all sorts of unsavory types. It's such a shame. This town used to be such an enchanting town. I'm not gonna talk to everybody. Not right now, at least.
Oh, over here.
Oh, thanks, Hamster!
Jackpot.
Where is it? Hamster, where is it? Thanks, hamster!
Found one!
Thanks, hamster! Want some tea, miss? This is discouraging. What seems to be the matter? Where? While pancakes are good for the soul, all that syrup just wreaks havoc on my complexion. Nonsense, madam, you look lovely. But just look at the skin, it's dull, dull, dull. Well, if that's troubling you, may I suggest a good cup of radiance-boosting tea? Really? You'd be my hero if you could make something like that. After all, worrying about my skin is the only thing that's going to make it worse. Here you go. Some radiance blend for you, my dear. Rosy glow returns to Gertie's face. She seems restored and cheerful. Oh, now that's just wonderful. Does my skin look better? How much better? 2 times better? 5? For what it's worth, I think the best thing you can do for your skin is to stop sweating so much. I'm sorry, it just takes these past few years that I feel like suddenly aged the real deal. I obviously am still a knockout, but somehow I still feel older, you know? You're welcome, madam. I know we're supposed to go into the museum, but there's a puzzle that I need to do.
Oh, over here!
Thanks, hamster!
Oh, over here!
Oh, whoa, who are you? I can tell by looking at you, you want to chat with me about something. But before we do that, let's take care of a little business. Our first puzzle of the night, disappearing Act 4. You know the drill by now? Alright. I will figure this out. Yep, fine, give me a hint. These puzzles are a lot more fun if you experiment and try the answers on your own. Don't depend on hints 2 and 3 to get much of the puzzle. Start the puzzle by moving the center in the center of the second row from the top. No hints to be added here. Instead, here's a little fun fact. Did you know that the peg solitaire is actually known as the Brainatia in India? And just so you know, hint 3 is also trivia. Let's get hint 3! Let's learn some more trivia! Fun fact time! The first evidence of peg solitaire can be tracked back to the court of Louis the 14th. I know my Roman numerals. Wait, what's the hit one say? Start the puzzle by moving the ball from the center of the second row to the top. way too much time figuring out that one puzzle.
A true gentleman leaves.
Ah! The true solution is these puzzles across the universe, one the better, perhaps you'll provide the end. Good work, fellows. Here in Florence, there aren't too many people or to-dos, so folks tend to fixate on their hobbies. After all, hobby sure beats sitting around staring at the wall. Absolutely! What do you guys think? I am a streamer! No. Part of it was because I was bored. Not gonna lie. It does just beat staring at the wall, especially when you have a boring white wall. What was... Oh, right, now I remember what I was doing. Nope, that's not what we needed. Puzzle? Oh, look at you two running around at a time like dogs chasing its own tails. Tee-hee-hee. Actually, watching you reminds me about a fabulous puzzle I know about dogs. Listen up. Walking the dog. A girl takes her dog out. At first, she carries her dog for 10 seconds, but then her dad steps up. At this point, the girl sets her dog down and keeps walking. The dog immediately runs over to the dad, and upon reaching him, he turns around and runs back to the girl. The dog keeps doing this until the dad catches up with the girl. The dog runs at 5 feet per second. The dad walks at 2 feet per second, and the girl walks at 1 foot per second. How far does the dog run by the time the dad catches up to his daughter? Fuck, this sounds like math. I don't want to have to do math. Let's see. Dog runs at 5 per second. Wait a second. The answer is 50. Nailed it.
And now to test my theory.
Boom.
Huh. Wonderful.
Wait, I think this was the puzzle for the last tea ingredient. Perfect. The dog will have run 50 feet in total according to the puzzle. The dog runs the entire time it takes the father to catch up with his father. Since the daughter is a 10-foot head start, her dad gains on her a rate of 1 foot per second. He'll catch up to her in 10 seconds. The dog's running at a rate of 5 feet per second, so the answer must be 50. Ooh, nice work, you two. You guys run around like dogs, but you guys are getting upstairs too, don't you? If you love running around so much, I won't stop you. Besides, it was fun to watch. Cinder horse. Yes, that's their last tea ingredient. I hope no one doesn't mind that I'm busting out a guide literally for the tea. Now I can make the rest of our teas. Okay. Oak leaf, tarts, cinder horse. What an interesting blend of fruitiness and subtle smokiness. I've heard if you use the tea leaves from this blend to predict your love life. I'm impressed, Luke, but that's the first thing I've heard on that subject. Have you been studying up on tea? But of course, Professor. I couldn't even recall myself your red apprentice if I didn't. Okay. Raspberry. impressive. One sip and I feel rejuvenated. It's smoky yet has a wonderful sweetness to it. This is a whole new flavor to me, Professor. I've never tried anything quite like it. It's interesting, and I'm sure it's good for when you worked up a thirst. But it's not quite my taste. Really? I, for one, think it's rather tasty. Okay. Cream fluff. Tonic water. Cinder horse. And boom. What's this flavor? It's a bit odd. It certainly does have a distinct taste, but you know, Luke, the more I drink it, the more I like it. If you're that fond of it, you're more than welcome to the cup I've been drinking. Sorry to hear that cinder flower isn't your cup of tea, Luke. And then joy roots, pepper cherry, and cinder horse. That's all of our tea. Wow, this tea is out of this world. I agree, Luke. But I do have to wonder how common ingredients can make something like this. Beats me, Professor. The world's just full of mysteries like that, I suppose. Aptly put, my boy. Well, consider this me mystified. Yeah, that's all of our teas. Yeah. Now, do I want to start running around just seeing who wants tea? We'll do a quick run around to see who wants tea. But first, there's a puzzle I've been meaning to do. See, there's that shack again. Granny Riddleton's shack. If we overlook puzzles along the course of our journey, we'll know where we can go, don't we, Luke? A long line of jars cans sit on the counter. Your job is to rearrange them so that both jars and cans are grouped with items of the same type. However, in doing so, you can always move two containers at once. Move items around by touching the red icon between the two containers and dragging the selected pairs with your stylus. Nailed it!
And now to test my theory.
I knew if I just tried hard enough, I would do it. And I did. It was great. Well, now you can now solve this puzzle in 3 or 4 moves. How many did it take you? More than 4. See ya, Granny Riddleton! Let's have a quick run around, see who wants tea. Every time we do before something, I'm gonna have a run around to see who wants tea.
Jackpot!
Oh, thanks, hamster. Yeah, no one fancies some tea. Oh, he fancies some tea. That tea sounds this world, I tell you, man. Now, if I remember that flavor, I don't remember what went into the tea, but the ingredients were all over the place. Pretty much all I remember that the cafe had one ingredient. It smelled spicy. It would be the one that... Yeah, it would be the Layton elixir, right? Because it's spicy and unique. Now that's wonderful tea. Hopper gives you the country a thumbs up. Oh man, this is it! I used to play cards way into the night with my buddies while downing a cup after cup of the stuff. I wasn't sure you had it in you, but you really came through for me. Here, thanks, buddy. Glad to be of assistance, my good man. You're a smart one, but you're not the first clever guy to visit this town. We used to get loads of them. So a while back, an old man from London came here. He said he was an archaeologist. Are you talking about Dr. Trader? Because we played cards and shot the breeze. He was researching something or another. I wonder if he's ever found what he was looking for. He did, and he died because of it. But we opened the same thing, and we didn't die from it.
Oh, over here!
Thanks, hamster! Oh! There's a puzzle. That's quite the fountain they have here. It sure is. Actually, it reminds me of a really great puzzle about a fountain. Shall I tell you? The unusual fountain. The fountain shown below has the unusual ability to indicate the age of those who draw near it. For example, if a 5-year-old child were to approach it, the fountain will fire off water from sprouts A, B, C, D, E, and E. In order to set for age 15, the middle sprout would fire, then followed by the sprouts A through E. For someone's 30s, the middle spout would fire off 3 times. Given the fountain's passive and indicating age, there's only one useless spout in the fountain. Circle the spout. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. J.
And now to test my theory.
Yeah. Easy.
Huh.
I literally just paid attention to the third hint, which just says start with the perimeter. Well done. That's all it had to say to us. Sharp singing, said the boy, real sharp. Now, what was I gonna say? Oh yes, the Hercians. Way back when the Hercian castle used to be a quiet hot spot. The rich folk would throw balls here. Now no one will go near the place. The castle supposedly got vampires in it. What I wouldn't give for those things going way back there. Ooh, diary key. Oh, it's this wretched life of mine. The girl I loved and to whom I was betrothed has abandoned me and fled Florence. Did all that awful talk of Chris scare her off, or did she truly leave to be with someone else she loves? Either way, her betrayal cuts me to the core. I trusted her, and now I am lost. Where do I go from here? What is left for me? Okay, but there we go.
Jackpot!
Thanks, hamster! Welcome, friends. I'm Gringo. I'm the curator of the museum. We have an extensive collection of artifacts pertaining to the history of the town and the Herstein family. Sammy told me about you too. I hope you find your resources helpful to your search. Feel free to pursue the contents to your heart's content. The professor and Luke decided to explore the Herstein Museum. The professor, take a look at this case of knickknacks. There appears to be a common household item owned by the Herstein family. Some of them look positively ancient. Quite, the Herstein family clearly has a long and rich family history. That's one impressive statue. I guess that must be Duke Kirsten, huh? This entire museum appears to be dedicated to celebrating his achievements, so it has to agree. But wait a second, I thought Mr. Vogel owns this place. Yes, I believe that is the case. Isn't that funny that he built this whole place to honor his father? Maybe he's not so bad after all.
Found one!
We haven't examined everything in the museum just yet. Let's look around a bit more. Okay, but how do I get to the next floor? I see you've taken quite an interest in that picture. Is that what I think it is? This photograph of the entire Herstein family who were responsible for the Florence legendary wealth. Distinguished older gentleman there is left is Duke Herstein. His youngest son, Fletcher, is in the middle, and his eldest son, Layton, is on the right. That Fletcher, that's Mr. Brogolia, the founder and owner of the Monetary Express, is it not? Oh, you know him? Well, in addition to owning a railway, Furniture is a friend of mine and the owner of this museum. A sad story, really. He cut all of his ties to his father and left town 50 or so years ago. When he left, he took a small portion of the Herstein wealth and used it to start his railway. Yes, Frederick is quite studying the contradictions. He dislikes his father enough to change his name, but he returns to Florence and to find this museum. Did the flood extend to all the members of his family? No. Frederick and Anton were quite close. Their relationship with their father was never the same after that fateful day. What day was that, sir? The day their two cousins discovered the vein of gold that brought so much wealth to Forest. He was a different man after that. Something changed him. Greed, perhaps. Well, yes, that. But there was something more than the greed that infested his heart. What do you think that was? No, I think it's best if we ended this chat here. It's not my place to speculate about what goes on in the hearts of other people. Of course. So, if you can, where's Layton now? That's a good question. I've heard the rumors that he might be still living in that old castle. But I can't imagine anyone would live in a place so run down that people call it a vampire's den. Gracious, look at how long we've been chatting. I think it's time for me to get back to work. Please look around for as long as you'd like. I guess even rich people have problems, huh? This place sure has a lot of stuff. Do you suppose this picture is of the late Duke? I believe so, yes. The old Duke died a while back and left behind a massive fortune. If he's gone, who is this vampire the whole town's talking about? Sammy mentioned that Mr. Bogelier had an older brother here. I'd say he's likely the man that at the heart of all this talk. But if he's Mr. Bogey's older brother, he would have been old and frail by now. I thought vampires didn't age. correct in believing that you two are searching for a lead on the Estelian box. Yes, that's right. Would you happen to know anything about it? I'm sure you already know that the Estelian box is the Herstian family heirloom. At Mr. Biggood's request, I've been researching the history of the Forlands and the Herstian family. In doing so, I uncovered a secret in this town's history that reveals the truth of the Estelian box. Intriguing. What is the secret you speak of? The box has nothing inside. We already know that. Well, only Luke and Layton know that. It's easy to ask that question when you don't know what you're getting into, Mr. Layton. But if you search for the truth, are you ready to face it? You do well to visit the town mind. Many miners used to keep little journals down there to document their time down below. If you find one of those, you'll have a first-hand account of what transpired back then. Thank you for the advice. We'll have to go look ourselves. Come, Luke. Let's head to the mine. The professor and Luke decided to set out to the mines at the edge of town.
Found one!
Yep. I have a diary to read. Ever since she left, Father and I have been at each other's throats day and night. The mysterious disease plaguing our town continues to drive people to flee their homes for a safer life elsewhere. If only she had stayed with me. I feel like I could have weathered the storm. I still ask myself why she left town. If she truly loved me, then why did she leave? We're gonna have a quick run around, see if anybody wants tea. No tea for you, okay. Neither of you want tea. Looks like someone already does them. Tea, sir? Nope. I was told it was randomized. Online. There is one place we haven't checked for a tea. Tea, sir? You want some tea, sir? I've ruined 3 rolls of film today while trying to develop them, and frankly, it got me yerked. Or perhaps it's simply that I've run out of coffee today. You sound like you could use a cup of tea. It might just take the edge off of things for you. That sounds wonderful. I'd be most grateful if you make me a cup. I'm not picky, but make me a tea that's both bitter and a little sweet, and I'll be a happy man. Leave it to me, sir. I think you'll be plenty surprised. I think this is the tea he would want. Nah, that hit the spot. A smile spread across Joseph's face as he refreshed and cheerful. My goodness, this tea is almost as good as it makes me consider trading my coffee mug for a teacup. You're too kind, sir. I'm glad to hear you enjoyed it. In truth, the reason I've been so down is because every photo I've taken recently has come out strange. Things shouldn't be there to show up funny. I never had problems with that back in the day. Puzzle? Okay, never mind.
Jackpot!
Thanks, hamster! Welcome to the tea, sir!
Oh, over here!
Thanks for the hand coin. None of the ladies want tea. None of the ladies want tea. Oh, well? You two must have nerves of steel to come all the way out here. But if that doesn't mean I won't test you what you're made of, try this puzzle for size. Would you like some tea? Different suits. Below are 16 cards. There are 4 cards from each suit. The diamonds, clubs, spades, and hearts. The cards can be arranged in a 4x4 grid as shown below, and 4 cards have already been put. Arrange the cards so that each vertical column, horizontal row, and diagonal line of 4 contains 1 card from each suit. Tap a space to... Okay. Okay. Hint, please. Let's start by seeing if we can't take up a few more hints to work from. There is a card on the table that belongs to the row and the hearts is in. we go. There's the arrow. This must be the mine we heard about, Professor. Yes, and it appears to be sealed off, Luke. Just imagine, Luke. They used to dig for gold here. From what we have heard about the gold changing the town, there must be been a lot of it down there. But if it did so much for the town's development, why would they seal the place off? That's a question we might be able to answer if we can find some accounts of what transpired here. No sense in any further speculation. That's what you're in. Puzzle! This door isn't going to open, Professor. Guess it would seem we need to solve the puzzle first. The button that opens the door in front of you is buried deep within this machine, so you can't push it directly. However, by pulling the knob on top of the B.
And now to test my theory.
Yeah! Nailed it.
True,
I didn't really
leave
read.
no puzzle unsolved.
Excellent. The door is now open. Let's proceed in. There it is. Puzzle! Look, there's something on the wall there. That's most certainly a puzzle. Let's take a closer look, shall we? Some doors. All doors in the maze that below have been only in one direction. Each door can open by pushing them from directions from below. But when approached from opposite directions, no amount of pulling or pushing will open it. If you try to go through the whole maze from start to pass through every room, you'll never make it to the exit. However, this feat would be possible if one of the doors could open in the opposite direction. Can you open this door? Let's see. Well, there's only one way to do it. To start guessing and checking. It has to be one of the doors.
Well, I'm stumped.
Now I'm gonna brute force this.
Let's see if this works. Oops, that wasn't right. Just leave it to me. Well, I'm stumped.
I'll be right eventually. That's all I have to say.
Oops, that wasn't right.
I'm gonna brute force this. Like any good puzzle solver would do.
Let's see if this works. Oops, that wasn't right.
I am so good at brute forcing. This door.
Just leave it to me. Oops,
Nope.
that wasn't right.
It's like, hey, why don't you try to just, actually figure it out? Nope, I'm gonna brute force this.
Here goes. Oops, that wasn't right. Let's see if this works. Oops, that wasn't right.
This door.
Just leave it to me.
Nope.
Looks like I botched that one.
Don't worry, Luke. You're not doing anything stupid. You're just having to deal with somebody who's trying to brute force their way through this.
Let's see if this works. Well, I'm stumped.
Let's look at the hints. Let's review this puzzle condition. You need to make one door open in the opposite direction. You must pass through every room on your way to exit. But no one ever said you could only pass through each room once. Setting it from the inside, you'll soon bump into the door that should be open. So proceed when the first door you may have opened in the aperture.
Here goes. Looks like I botched that one.
No.
Let's see if this works.
Nope. Which door is it?
I'm stumped.
What if I just... Okay.
Here goes.
I thought I clicked that door at
Maybe
some
the
point.
apprentice strikes again.
finally solved it. Still, it's odd, Professor. Why would someone go through the trouble of placing a puzzle down here? And perhaps the miners made puzzles to pass time between shifts as they worked in the mines. Another diary key? My father fell ill from that sickness and has passed on. I also heard that many of the people who left Forreston had mauled Forest Village in a safe distance from town. I imagine she lives there now, too, and I've decided to send her a letter. As Duke, I can't leave town, but I entrust my message with a man who is passing through town. Now all I can do is wait for her reply.
Jackpot!
Thanks, hamster! Oh. We'll need to get this lift running again if we want to head further down into the mine. But how to do that? Until we open it. How do we open it? The lock is rather complicated. Let's see if I can decipher the code. Field safe. The four number code that opens the safe. You can use numbers 1 through 5 in your answer, but each number can only be used once. The small light next to the The code is obviously 12345. Is 1234. It's so simple, no one would ever think of it.
Consider this puzzle solved. Oh, my. This one is quite formidable.
Nailed it,
And
I
now
think.
to test my
Haha! I did. I was just doing bullshit,
And
honestly.
there we have it.
That's as good as. That did the trick. Have a look at this, Professor. Ah, it looks like a worker's journal. This is just the thing we've been looking for, Luke. Perhaps they could shed some light on what's transpired here. Let's see what it says. We dug up some funny minerals that I've never seen before here in the Duke's gold deposit. He's sure this ore can refine into some other kind of precious metal. Personally, I feel like there's something sinister about this stuff. Not that the Duke cares the one bit. No, he'll have his way. We'll keep digging. I'll bet my life on that. Some other kind of precious metal, but I thought this was a gold mine. Ever since we unearthed that awful ore, folks that have been dropping like flies from some unknown illness. Many people in town are sick. That half of our workforce has been stopped coming in. What in the world's going on here? Gosh, that's just terrible. So many people must have been sick. Forstons runs as a gleaming beacon of prosperity as an is at an end. This town is cursed and ruined. I suspect that we are just days away from shutting down this awful mine for good. I'll leave this diary behind so that anyone who tries to reopen the mine thinks twice. How odd! The date on this last entry is from just about 50 years ago. But that can't be right. The mine was up and running until recently. Yes, or so we've been told. But this has me thinking. This diary engrossed to address the connection between the Ellis Stallion box and the events in this mine. From what I can tell, all of this traces back to a single man, the Duke himself. Even if he himself is long gone, the castle may have yet contained the answers to all of our questions. So does this mean we have to go visit that spooky castle for ourselves? Haha, do you tell me that you're scared of the place? Of course not! A million vampires wouldn't scare me! If there's truly a vampire living in that castle, I'd very much like to make his acquaintance. Don't say things like that, Professor. If we meet one, I'm sure he'll eat us on the spot. The Professor and Luke set their adventure out to Hessian Castle. I believe we retrieved the records we came for. Let's take a leave now. But what's this? Our lift is out of service again. I say this won't do. Oh, but look here. A set of buttons built into the wall. Surely one of these buttons will send the lift back up. Sure, but they are disconnected. Restarting the lift. Oh, fuck. Okay, let's read this section. The wires connecting the elevator to the button. The control house and button separate. However, you can connect the positive and negatives of the wires instead of extra terminals. Draw two lines to connect the positive and negative terminals to the scanner part and to get the elevator running again.
to test my theory.
Yeah! Nailed it.
And there we have it.
The elevator works again! Woo woo! The buttons appear to be working. We shall be able to leave the mine now.
Found one!
Hamster! Let's get out of here, Professor.
Found one!
Alright, thanks, Hamster.
Jackpot!
Thanks, Hamster. Whoa, who are you? Hello, hola, friend son. Okay. Spanish or Japanese? Choose one, okay? I'm glad to see you. Am I glad to see you? I was sure I'd never see another soul again. Hey, I know you. I was traveling in El Mondo. The last thing I remember, I was transported to Egypt. Tell me about pick a language. Wait, Bete is French. I want to say. How long ago were these fine pyramids built? Sorry, sir. You're not in Egypt. Do you remember how you got here? I haven't the foggiest sense, senor. Okay. Seriously. Un momento, I'm heading for Africa. Next momento, I'm down here. And with no one around, I started poking at things to pass the time and started thinking I broke it. Hey, yeah! Help me fix this, Soviet Seriously, dude, pick a language. It's French for, if you please. Thank you. We learned French in these games. I play a lot of detective games, but you know what a lot of detective games do? Teach you French, apparently. If you're curious of what the French is, that is. A small ordnance dangle from a metal bar, and they have since run off balance. 5 ornament strings that are spaced equally apart, and each of these 3 types of ornaments weigh a different amount. The heaviest ornament weighs the same as the 3 lightest ones, but while a medium ornament weighs the same as 2 of the lightest ornaments. Place one of the 3 ornaments in the rectangle. Well, it's a guess and check.
Should do the trick.
Nope, not that one.
Well,
No.
I suppose that's one possibility eliminated.
It's not circle. So it must be star. So it must.
Consider this puzzle solved.
Yeah! Brute force works sometimes. I don't care about the math. Well, I'm just glad I brute forced my way. Oh, what? Wonder bar, a million Africas, many myths, and now I can finally leave these musty tombs. Thanks for the key to the diary. I don't know how many days I have passed with me waiting for her to hear back from her. It's been so long, in fact, that even trying to figure out when I sent that letter has become difficult. Maybe she really doesn't love me. Maybe she's living in some other town, happily married to another man. Okay, I want to leave. How? Where's the arrow to leave? do I leave? There we go. I had to look up where it went. Oh, Mr. Layton. Hello, mister. What brings you to these parts? Well, to be blunt, sir, I've been doing a bit of spying on you for some time now. You've led quite the investigation, and it won't be long until it snaps its focus on for you. It's for that reason I feel I can no longer hide the truth of this place from you. What are you getting at, sir? You see in my studio, all those pictures of town there, all those are pictures I took. The ones in the stations are my work as well. Those photographs have held my interest for some time now. As they should, Mr. Layton. Do you remember our last meeting in my shop? I gave you tea last time. You pointed out a strange phenomenon occurring in these photos taken within Florence. Yes, just one curiosity among the many we've seen in the town, as it feels like the whole Florence conspires to keep a secret hidden from us. Your feeling is right, sir. You see, Florence is a cursed town. Cursed? To call it such may be base, but I assure you the town's past is the very definition of the word. Perhaps the curse is a punishment we are meant to endure for the great mistakes of our past. But all nightmares eventually end, and I feel I won't be long before we are awakened. Huh? I encourage you to head to that castle in the distance to meet with Archon Duke Anton. Is this Anton the eldest son of the previous Duke? He is. Duke Anton has precedence over Hustian Castle since his father's passing some time ago. I served the Hustian family until that day 50 years ago when I left it all behind and fled. I don't think Anton will ever forget me. You see, he's a man who have heard betrayal above all else. What transpired 50 years ago? The answers to all your questions can be found at the castle. I urge you to head there. Perhaps a voice of reason like yourself might persuade Duke Anton to listen. If you believe it will settle the matter, we'll visit the castle. Yes, see with your own eyes what has become of this town. Perhaps then we'll finally reach the end of this dark tunnel we have been traveling through. I believe our destination has chosen us this time. You know where we must go next, don't you? We are already heading there. The people who we talk to are scared to death of vampires. They say living up in that castle. That's the catch, and the chat with the photographer only raises more questions. What happened 50 years ago? And what the heck is going on in that castle? Almost overnight, the Hercian family became incredibly wealthy when they discovered that gold claim. If we can understand the story behind that, our questions about the stallion box will be answered. But how are we going to get into that castle, Professor? I don't think that's the kind of place we can just waltz into. I thought by now you know exactly how to get in, Luke. What do you mean? The carriage tracks we saw on the road to the castle are still very fresh. It would seem that the carriage is bringing something to the castle every day. We need to only follow the carriage to find our way to the castle. Oh, of course! That carriage is our ticket in! Now you got the picture. I'm ready to go whenever you are, Professor. Just lead the way! The symbol actually is a crest belonging to the family who once ruled Florence. The Hercians. It's clear that the Hercian family and the stallion box are deeply connected to each other. The gates are still shut tight. In order to get in, we simply have to wait for the carriage to arrive. Say, there's the carriage now! Quick, hide! The gate's open now! And we have escaped their detection. If we're going to enter, now's our only chance. Move quickly. No time for finding puzzles. Are you sure that this forest is the only way to the castle, right? I'm not going to lie, this place is beyond spooky. Hey! Luke, what's the matter? The ghost. It appeared just a second ago over there. Oh, Luke, you know that there is no such thing as ghosts. Your eyes must be playing tricks on you. But I'm positive I saw it, Professor! Deep breaths, Luke. When on edge, even when something as harmless as a gnarled tree can look like a ghost. I suppose so. Feeling better? Good. Come along. We mustn't let the carriage get too far ahead.
Oh, over here!
Oh! Puzzle! It's pitch black out here, Professor. Yes, without some sort of light, I don't believe we'll be able to advance. But what do we have here? We are in luck, my boy. I think someone left a lantern here. Use the lamp to light up the dark path. For each lamp, assume light reaches to the ends of any straight road. Use the fuse lamp to light all the paths.
test my theory.
Yeah.
A true gentleman leaves no puzzle unsolved.
Nice. Aha! Now we got a light. Curious though, isn't it? Who would leave a perfectly good lantern out here? I can't imagine someone simply forgot it here. It's almost like someone's leaving a trail for us. Look at the strange mushroom, Professor. Curious. I've never seen this type before. Let me study it just a moment before we move on. Forest mushrooms. Collect all the mushrooms in the forest as you pass around. Each regular rings. elastic enough to stand on, but slippery enough that any movement in any direction causes him to slide uncontrollably in that direction that he hits wall. When stationary, you can change the Professor's direction by tapping the arrows around. Can you get the Professor to separate Layton? Easy.
And now to test my theory. Wonderful.
Phew, that was super slippery. But now you can't. But you can't stop now. Oh, really? I could just, end stream, and everything would be over until next week. Ha! But I won't. Nope. We're on screen. That would make a good clip, not gonna lie. Our crossing went as well as they could have hoped for, but we can't stop here. Off we go.
Found one!
Whoa, watch your steps there, Professor. It's nothing but ice. There's no snow for us to walk on here, so we'll need to tread carefully. Here goes. Slippery crossings too. Alright, easy.
Just leave it to me. Piece of cake.
If it feels like you're getting the hang of these puzzles, well, it's just the same. If you ever come across a frozen lake in real life, be sure to keep off of it. Those things are dangerous. But what if you have ice skates on? Well done. It's a miracle we both made it across without taking a tumble. I sense we're getting close, Luke. Let's keep moving.
Found one!
And here we're facing yet another frozen lake. It appears the only way to get across, so here we go. That one was the easiest one yet.
Now to test my theory. A true gentleman leaves no puzzle unsolved.
Excellent. Be glad the professor isn't a champion ice skater. Sure, he would have an easier time moving around in the ice, but then you'd be out of a puzzle because of it. Imagine just like champion ice skater. Huh? Don't worry, I'm just skating in ice. Well, for doing puzzles. another one? Oh. Is there a puzzle I have to do? It's a hand coin, that's for damn sure. Alright, there we go. Professor, are you sure it's safe to cross this thing? It looks a bit rickety. Safe enough, I believe. Are you frightened, Luke? A little, yes. I mean, just look. If I fell, that would be the end of me for sure. Now, Luke, it may be scary, but if you stay calm and keep moving forward, you'll be just fine. Yeah, Luke, just get plot armor, you know? Well, Luke actually does. I think Luke does have plot armor, honestly. But he's the... Here, try this puzzle. It'll help take your mind off our little trip across the chasm. Rickety bridge. Luke and Professor Layton stand at one end of a rickety bridge. Afraid of falling into the chasm below, Luke's leg had become stiff with fear. And he can only walk across the bridge in increments of 1 or 3 planks at a time. The narrowness of the bridge prevents Luke from double backing the way he came, or switching the foot he's using to step forward while standing on it. Use your stylus to create a path that guides Luke safely across the bridge while avoiding any gaps in the planks. Oh, fuck it. Ah! Aha! I did it!
And now
Look at
the
that
best,
screen
my
try.
friend. And there we have it.
That's some fancy footwork. The ninth step you chose takes Luke to the goal. Make sure that the last step you put down allows Luke to step forward with his left foot. Well, I suppose I feel a little better, but this bridge still makes me nervous. Okay, don't worry! You have to cross it back when we don't have to do a puzzle next time. Wow, this place is even creepier up close. Feeling nervous again, are you? Not in the slightest. Let's go, Professor! Gah! Somebody help me! What seems to be the problem, sir? There's a vampire in that castle. I thought I was a goner, but I managed to give him the slip. A real vampire? I didn't stick around to check his fangs, sonny boy. I gotta get away from here. Ah! So what do you think about all this vampire business now, Professor? The rumors does seem to have spread throughout the population of Forlands. Well, do you think maybe it could be, more than a rumor? That's what we're here to find out. Just a few more steps and we'll find our answers ourselves. Next time! No, this is where we're ending it tonight. Seems like a good place to end for tonight. So next week, it will be our finale of Professor Layton and the Diabolical Box. So, Thursday we'll be back from our Steins Gate. Back to the war that we are somehow involved in now. It's fine. Everything is fine. And Saturday, I don't know what Saturday's going to be quite yet. I'm waiting for some responses. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. The people who know their the wink winks and the nudge nudges, they know who they are. They know. Anyways, man, I got choices tonight. For raids. We are gonna raid Macchiato. Forger. I have not been able to raid him like ever. So we're gonna send it over to him, and we're gonna give him lots of love. So I hope you guys all enjoyed tonight, and I'll see you guys Thursday for some Professor Layton. But no, not Professor Layton. Some Science Gate. Bye.